Sunday! Every Sunday, side by side at the microphone, from the green light to the speed trap, Ray Garino and Joe D calls them as they seize them, and you better believe them. Hear relevant news, biased opinion, and outright nonsense regarding every aspect of automotive culture. Gasp at mechanical trickery never before broadcast over FCC-regulated airwaves. Thrill to the explosive tension as Ray and Joe cuss each other down track, barrel roll across the finish line, laughing at certain disaster as they shake hands with the devil. All that and so much more at high noon this Sunday on the Motormouth Radio Hour. Call in and speak live with the Wizards of Speed and the Live Feed, Ray Garino and Joe D. Bring the whole family. Kids under 12 get in free every Sunday at noon on WHPC. Take the Hempstead Turnpike to the Meadowbrook Parkway and look for the no parking on the expressway and no express service on the Parkway sign. Go right on Highway 24 to Garden City. $2 all-day parking includes pit pass. There!
All righty. I don't know if you're going to get the references or not, but we're going to have a pretty cool show here today, Joe.
Chillin'.
There's Ray Guarino on Motormouth Radio, Long Island's only automotive talk show, with his co-host, wingman, and compatriot from another planet, Joe D. And we are playing a little ACDC.
Just don't tell him which planet.
No, I don't think I know what it is. We're going to talk to to Alex Alexander from AC Pro today, Joe.
Really?
Yeah, that's going to be our.
That's cool.
He's going to be our leadoff guest, and then we're going to counteract. We're going to do a 1-2 punch with probably Artie Schilling from Artie's Party up to Syracuse Nationals.
Oh, that's a nice 1-2 punch. I mean, I thought we were just going to chill today.
Yeah, I thought so too. But no,
you're compressing.
Right.
You're compressing more guests into one show,
and
which is a principle of air conditioning.
Evaporating, and we're doing lots of stuff and dripping.
That's what's happening on my shirt here.
Drippage, coolage, all sorts of leakage and cool stuff. So yeah, that's what we're jam packed.
Another mop reference.
Also, can I have that Stewart's thing that I handed you, because I have to read that?
Yes.
After the show, I will be heading down to, of course, you're welcome to come to, Joe, if you'd like, to the new Stewart's All-American Grill. And that is this one's in Wantor, on Wantor Avenue, right by Jerusalem Avenue. Today, they're doing a grand opening from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. going on right now. There'll be another radio host there doing I think a live remote. It won't be us.
We're not either live or, we're remote, but we're not live. They never had that antenna installed.
But the good thing is they're going to have...
let them stick it there.
Exactly. Well, if you would have had the free ice cream and hot dogs, maybe it would have been, the channel might have been lubricated enough to put the antenna through the portal. I don't know.
You got to see where the USB cable went.
Yeah, I know. And they're claiming fun, music, wheel of prizes, classic cars, and face painting. And, of course, that's why I'm going. This is on 1161 Wantor Avenue in Wantor, because my daughter's boyfriend works there, and his brother manages the place. And she said, "Hey, Dad, can you come down and bring the car?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And I asked her yesterday which car, and she goes, "Well, you got to bring the GTO, of course."
Well, yeah.
I was like, okay. So
classic.
Kilowatt Kevin is cruising down with his goat. We're going to have the 68 down there. We'll have my 65. And we'll be hopefully amongst the crowds of other classic cars.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Nothing like hanging out at a good place to eat, with the cars out front. And
right.
That's general. And it's a beautiful day, too. So it makes it that much better.
Okay.
Cool.
And of course, I'm getting reports from Morgan Park right now. Our correspondent, field correspondent Howie, is out at the Morgan Park show.
I'm out on.
And that's great. That's our good friend Figgy and the Gold Coast Cruisers do that show every year. And it's beautiful. I've never been to it. We've had Figgy on the show many times. I know they had Dennis Gage down there last year from My Classic Car.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever else he's doing.
The guy with the mustache, yeah.
Yeah, right. It's a beautiful, beautiful venue. It's on I guess, right by the water. Park-like settings, lots of trees and stuff, and they get a lot of nice cars. The problem they have is capacity. They don't have enough of it. They could use like a whole nother park. And, they got what they got. So, like us, they work with it.
Yeah, well...
what are you going to do?
It beats the heck out of a couple guys on a street corner, right?
Absolutely.
But and it's good to see the cars coming out. It's great to see the weather is cooperating, and get out there and show them off. Show them if you got them,
Exactly.
It's... Now, if I could only get one of mine out of the garage.
Yeah, I know it could be a problem. Any cool repair stuff happened this week? Anything that was that stuck out that you could encapsulate for us?
Well, encapsulate. No, these are long stories, but well, we had Toyota emissions. The air injection system on a Toyota Sequoia is an absolute odyssey.
Oh boy! Oh really?
No.
Okay.
No relation to the minivan.
Interesting.
But what happens is that when you do the air pump, you got to make sure that the little pieces of plastic from the broken air pump don't get sucked into the intake and jam in the valves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because Toyota Sequoia is not supposed to sound like it has solid lifters.
Right. Oh, geez, that's what it does when that happens. Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of ugly, So
that's not good.
No, that was one thing, and then we had a '67 Cougar that kind of got dropped on us.
Well, that's cool.
289. AC was all seized up. So the guys installed the compressor and a bunch of other stuff, receiver dryer, just like blew the cobwebs out of the rest of the system. But I still got some more to do on it because when I started it up, it looks like we may have an expansion valve issue with that because we were expecting to get like our faces blown back because the guys are like, most of the guys there are too young to recognize a car like that. They're like,
yeah,
it has 8 cylinders, and what's that thing with the wires sticking out of it? And it's distributor guys. And I was saying, this thing's going to blow your face back. These old AC systems, it's got that old York compressor on it, which those things can pretty much you can hang meat in them,
like the Chryslers used.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. Yeah, that in that same genre there, that cast iron. York was a big. Was a big supplier to both Ford and Chrysler, whereas GM had that big torpedo-looking...
There's a name for the torpedo, and I came across it a few years ago, and I don't remember it. They actually had a name for that compressor, like the one that superseded it was called the radial compressor.
Right, yeah.
The other one had a name, and it had a real name.
It was Axial. Yeah, they had a couple different... the log of death, yeah.
Yeah.
But, because people used to like... That thing could actually pretty much drive your car if you ran it the other way. But what happens is it just ran so good until it didn't, because people didn't check the oil level in the system and that kind of stuff. So eventually they would like seize up, and then like your entire car would seize. So that was a shame with that stuff. And let's see, we had the Cougar didn't idle too good. So now I got to do carburetor work on it too.
289, you said, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of them 2100 Motorcraft Autolite jammies there, but I don't think it's supposed to drip gas down the Venturis at idle. So
no.
And since they didn't tell me about it, I didn't have none of my old car stuff with me.
Yeah, of course not.
Dwell meter, time and light, that kind of stuff. That there is absolutely no place to scan tool on that thing.
No,
it's a cool car though. I mean, it's got so much Mustang in it. I mean, because that was a sister car to the Mustang.
Sure.
But the interior is a little nicer. It's got more gadgets, gewgaws. It's got them really cool sequential lights. But
if we had Chris here, he could tell you exactly why that car was designed. I know it was for more of the upscale person.
Yeah, Mercury was the upscale Ford division there.
But it's like maybe the Mustang owner who was in their 30s might be enticed to buy the Cougar because it still had the sportiness.
Right.
Sign of the cat.
Yep.
Hidden headlights. The XRs were nice with the hidden headlighghts.
It was a pretty impressive car. Plus, you can get a lot of the performance drivetrains that were available in the Mustang. Not quite as much. Like I knew... I had a cousin with a slightly newer Cougar. He had a 351 Cleveland in it. That car was no joke. That was back in the day. But sometimes they're overlooked. And I haven't really looked at what they're going for, but I have a funny feeling they don't draw as much as a Mustang.
Maybe not. I know that they have their they definitely have their group, their niche, and I know that they make reproduction parts for them. So if they're doing that.
They're not forgotten. They're definitely not forgotten.
They're not going to be making repo parts, hard stuff, if they're not selling. So
sure. No use stacking that stuff up.
No way.
And then recycling it into, like, say, Mustang or...
Because let's face it, how many Chevette dealers do you see, selling stuff? None.
That's a good thing.
Right.
I had one in the family.
Yeah.
It was great. You could fit it places. You could... Sure. If the spot, you really couldn't parallel park, you could just kind of drag it sideways, you and your friend,
Right.
That kind of thing. I also am getting an advisory here that if you go into OBI, be careful that you're all legal and you behave yourself because the troopers are all over the place.
Okay, they're cracking down.
Yeah.
That means people have been slacking off and doing not the right thing.
Yes, and not the right thing could cover so many bases.
Which is definitely, hey, let's face it, we're on Long Island. There's a lot of cars. You get a lot of people out at one place like that, just like at Belmore at the cruise night. When people start screwing up and doing burnouts and blowing lights, just doing crazy things.
Right. They make it unsafe and unpleasant for everybody else who's more chill.
Yeah. And there's going to be enforcement, and the enforcement's going to come down fast, swift, and hard. And it's, and then people are going to complain, why are the cops got to come down? Well, because maybe not because of you, but because the other guys that were down here were idiots.
Yeah, and then they start looking for things like maybe you don't have all your license plates on. Yeah, because a lot of guys have.
I got a ticket for that on 2 different cars over my history.
Yeah, you and me both. I had the USA. I had the USA 1 plate in the front.
On which car?
On the Camaro.
I had
one
on my Pontiac.
Yeah?
Well, I had a small block in the car at the time, so I actually ran the USA 1 plate on it because, hey, that was cool.
They could have. Was the ticket for Arcane Automotive Reference?
I got that ticket back in the 70s. So this isn't new. They've been doing this for a long time, and it was probably improper display of a plate or not displaying the correct plate. That's probably the nomenclature. I don't remember.
Right. Either way, they got their money out of you.
Yeah.
The
second one,
it was so dangerous.
I was in my Impala, my 96 Impala. It might have been the 95, the Super Sport. I was going out to an Impala Club meeting at the time. And when we would meet, it was all 94 to 96 Impalas. So when you filled the lot with them, which one's yours? Because most of them were black anyway.
Right.
So I had gotten not an Impala SS plate. It's a black plate with a silver bow tie on it.
Right.
And I threw that on the front of the car.
Okay.
And
it helps.
And I got stopped on the Northern State Parkway by a trooper.
Northern State.
And I said, listen, I have the plate in the trunk. He actually started questioning, checking my VIN. He says, what kind of car is this? I'm like, it's a Chevy. He goes, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I think I'm sure. He thought it was a Thunderbird. He thought the car was re-tagged or rebadged, and he was going to write me. But anyway, let's re-tag and bag this. Go to the phones and say, hi, you're on Automotive Mouths.
Hey, good morning. It's the Bronx. How you guys doing today?
Bronxster.
What's up, Bronx?
Not much. Heard you talking about Mustangs, Cougars, and air conditioning.
Right.
And it just so happens I have a 60. What the hell do I have? A 67 Mustang, but it's a Carroll Shelby edition. I don't know if I ever told you about that.
Oh, yes, you did.
Yeah, you've mentioned that, yeah.
Oh, okay. So I was working on that. That had the old R12 system still in it.
Right.
I just converted that to the 134 synthetic. And it's such an easy, inexpensive operation. Just about anybody can do it at home if the system is working properly before you get started on it. So it's the...
Good.
I'm sorry?
Good.
Yeah, so it's blowing ice cold and not overheating, not running hard. It's pretty good for the backyard mechanic there. You could get it at O'Reilly's, you could get it at AutoZone. Even Walmart sells the kit, and it's called the Retro R12 to 134 by Interdynamics. Now,
that was a real popular brand for that stuff, especially when cars were switching over in, like, say, the late 90s, early 2000s.
Right.
I myself have used that kit on 2 of my cars that were R12 equipped, yes.
Yeah, what's nice about it, you don't have to change any O-rings, dries, you don't have to change anything. Just bleed the system and then just refill it. It's that simple.
And evacuate it, no?
1,000 gauges, it comes with everything, and I got it online. Because the O'Reilly's by me, the guys I deal with, they didn't have any in stock. And they said, well, if I could get it for you, blah, you can give me a bunch of runaround. So I got online, 3 days I had it delivered, $35 to the front door. 3 cans, the gauges, the hoses, everything you need. Bing, bing, bing. Took 2 3/4 cans, ice cold, put it on low, freeze you out of the car. So it's a good thing,
Well, especially out where you live.
You were right about the Mustangs. They're getting a higher value than the Cougars for some reason.
Yeah, they're more popular.
They are the same car.
Mm-hmm. That's like Camaro versus Firebird, you know what I mean?
Yeah, same nonsense. It's like you said, the Mustang was the poor man's car, the Cougar was the rich man's car,
Yeah.
A little more prestige to it, that kind of thing,
One was the worker, one was the manager, yeah. Middle management versus lower.
Have some fun. So I'm going to go detail that car today, give it a good cleanup, and then...
kick the scorpions out of the wheel wells, huh?
All right, you do that. We're gonna segue...
that kind of thing.
We're going
to... From there.
We are going to segue right into our call with Alex Alexander from AC Pro.
Hey, perfect.
We got to get him on the phone now, so we're going to have to go and ring that up and make it happen.
All right, well, I'll talk to you guys soon, and have a great day.
Okay,
enjoy, Bronx. Take care.
Bye-bye. Stay cool. There's Bronx staying cool out in Nevada.
Yeah, I would think out there, AC is like the stuff of life.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, let's face it. I mean, AC has become... I have had people come to the shop and like refuse to drive their cars.
Oh, yeah.